Hey guys, it's your friend Gare Bear back with another video for you today. And this time I'm doing a video response to the Happy Console Gamer. Now, he recently did a video where he was talking about the console he hates, in which he talked about the worst console he ever got as a gift. Out of all the consoles he's ever owned, which console he got that was just didn't live up to the expectations, really failed to meet what he wanted in a system, and he was just overall the most unhappy with. And his ended up being the 3DO, which I completely understand. I was watching this video and I laughed quite a bit because I think he's one of the very few people, if not the only, that I've ever seen talk about that actually owned it when it was still, kind of a new and prevalent thing. The only people that I've ever met that have one, they've bought it well after the fact, way after they quit making games for it. So I thought that was really interesting. I had no idea that he had that in his past. So I had to think about it for a little bit because I feel like all the consoles that I had gotten new at the time, I truly loved, I really enjoyed. But after thinking about it for a little bit, if I had to choose one console that I just was really not the happiest with, pretty disappointed in, if any of you guys remember back in the early mid-90s, Nintendo was coming out with a brand new revolutionary idea for virtual reality gaming, and I'm sure you guys already know what I'm talking about, the Virtual Boy. It came out, I want to say, like in 1996. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember seeing in my GamePro magazines, they were talking about it, like virtual reality, this is the new future. This is the way of gaming. This is how it's going to be. And I was so stoked about it because all the movies we were watching, they were talking about virtual reality. It was just the way of the future. It seemed like such a cool idea, being actually thrown into the game and feeling like you're part of it. So I knew I had to have it. I was so excited. And this was also about the same time the Nintendo 64 was coming out. I can't remember which came first. So it was around my birthday time, and my mom asked me what I wanted, and I begged and begged and begged. I was like, I want the Virtual Boy. The Nintendo 64 seemed cool and everything, but virtual reality, that was where it was. I didn't know anybody that had one, so I had nobody to talk to about it. I'd never got to actually play one, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So she was nice enough. She got some money from her parents to help out with it, some other family members, and they bought it for me. And I'll be honest, I actually loved it. I played the living crap out of it when I first got it. When I got it, it bundled with Mario Tennis, which I actually really enjoyed. And she also bought me Telltale Boxer. Those are the only two games I ever owned, but I played them both a lot. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't have seizures or neck problems from leaning forward all the time, but I really enjoyed it. Now, I was really disappointed because, as all of you guys know, it's very hard on your eyes. It's really awkward to play because you have to kind of shrug over and do this the whole time. There's no color. It's just red and black. So, like I said, I wasn't upset about it at the time. My friends and I loved it. I took it with me to school to show it off. Everybody loved it. People were always wanting to borrow it. But there just wasn't a very good library of games for it. There was a few standout titles, but, nothing like the Nintendo 64 was. So I think within maybe a month or two, I played through both those games, got sick of them, and I really, really regretted my decision because Mario 64 was out, GoldenEye, there was just all the first-party Nintendo games were coming out, and I knew I made a horrible mistake. We were renting a Nintendo 64 from the grocery store all the time, and so, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've got pretty fond memories of it, but I definitely made the wrong choice. I should have went with the N64. I ended up getting one probably a year later, but, we had to... By the time we rented one from the grocery store in that time frame, I probably could have bought two of them with that same amount of money. It's so stupid. But anyway, so that... like I said, that's the console that I regret the most getting. Every other console I've ever owned, I totally loved. I had no complaints about. Can't complain one bit. So I want to go one step further and talk about probably my favorite gaming system that I got at launch, or, whenever I got it for Christmas, birthday, whatever the case may be. And I had to think about this one for a while because there were, there's all the Nintendo systems. I absolutely adored them when they came out. Same with the PlayStation 2. It was a really hard decision between the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo 64. But ultimately, I think I have to go with the N64 because when I got it, I had gotten Mario 64, Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and one more. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but those were just three utterly fantastic, amazing games to get, especially all at once when you first got it. Oh, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. those were just such amazing games to get right off the bat. You know, and not only were the single player games amazing, but you had GoldenEye and Mario 64 that were like just awesome for sleepovers, you know, having all your friends over. Oh my god, we had so much fun. I mean, every single day, there was not one day that went by I didn't have at least 3 or 4 friends over so we could play all these multiplayer games. We just had so much fun with it. All the sleepovers, just all the great memories that came about because of it. You know, the PlayStation 2, there were some awesome games that came out when I first got it. The first 2 games I got with it were Devil May Cry and Metal Gear Solid 2. Unbelievably fantastic games. I was blown away. I played them both for like 12 hours straight on Christmas Day. But, you know, it doesn't carry quite as many good memories as when you have all your friends over, you guys are having all this multiplayer fun and stuff like that. It's just not quite the same. So, yeah, hands down, favorite new system that I ever got, Nintendo 64. Such a great time. I could talk about it all day long. So anyways, that's my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want to do a video response or, you know, leave comments below about your worst console, your favorite console, stuff like that, please do. I would love to hear from you guys. It's just a really good topic. I'm glad he brought it up. It was really fun to think about. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So I will see you in the next episode. Take care.